The day I holded the racket, then she knew that I'm going to take him to that world level, world top number 1. She never settled with world number 2. She always said that you will become world number 1.
Okay.
And that point of time, it was always like what are you saying? But she had that, and eventually I built that. So that comes from the parents. When I was under 19 player, I was struggling because of this, because I was always an independent player. I never had a sports psychologist. I never had somebody who can come and tell some great players who has played at a very high level, come and tell you how you can let go things and come forward for the next day. I didn't know this. So I was kept on doing the same thing, same mistakes again and again and again and again. And just trust me, in 2 years under 19, I only played quarterfinal throughout the year, because I wanted to do something extra that the other players are not doing at all, and when they are not seeing me doing the things extra. So I started doing the visualizations, even manifestations a bit more, taking more seriously.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another inspiring episode of GIBS IRE Talks, where we bring you stories of resilience, leadership and excellence. Today we are honored to host Mr. Shubhankar Dey, an internationally acclaimed Indian badminton player, former India number 1 and a former world number 38 in men's singles. His journey is a remarkable example of determination, sacrifice and unwavering belief. Beyond his achievement on the court, Mr. Dey is also nurturing the next generation of champions through the Shubhankar Dey Badminton Academy, inspiring young athletes to dream big and achieve even bigger. As proud Indians, we are very honored and privileged to have you here at GIBS campus to inspire. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's a great opportunity for me also to, just come and share my journey. That's thanks to the whole GIBS team for inviting me. Thanks.
So to begin with, let's start with where it all started. Like, could you just take us back to that journey? What inspired you, motivated you to choose badminton as a career?
So basically, see, when I started playing badminton, it was never something like something. Oh yeah, when I started my badminton career, my eldest sister, my brother, they were all playing badminton. So around age of 6, 7, 8 years, I used to see my brother, coming from the training, and he's traveling for the. But that time also, I never knew that I will join the badminton. Okay. But once my brother and sister, they decided, okay, let's go with it, because he is good in studies a bit. He can be a smart, and badminton is you can say it's a mental chess game, you can say that. So so in that case, my brother only introduced me as okay, you go and train. But it was very hard for me at that point, because the center where I used to go and train, it was almost like 2.5 hours far. So that's something like one of our family member had to sacrifice to take me to those academies, to that academy every 5 days in a week. And that was my elder sister.
Okay.
I mean, my elder sister sacrificed her college life because of me, because she had to really take me. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon we used to go, and 11:30 in the night we used to come back.
Wow.
5 days in a week. So that's how we started. I think more than me, my sister, my brother, they had that passion to, that consistency is very important at that point. You see these generations, like nowadays parents will not even go 15 minutes far from different academies, because yes, we have a lot of academies here in Bangalore, by the way. But at that time in Kolkata, we had very less academies and very good coaches in the academy. So I'm very blessed to have my sister, my brother like that.
So your family played a huge role.
For sure.
So what did it mean for you, like as a very young kid? Like, what did badminton mean to you? And what did it also mean when you became a professional player? So how did that perception evolve with time?
So with the time, I can say like I always wanted to. I used to enjoy playing badminton. I used to enjoy the traveling and going and playing there on court every 5 days in a week. I used to see my coach, and my coach was one of the legendary coach at that point. I'm telling you, he was the best coach in childhood. Like in Bengal, Badal sir, Laddu sir was both of them. They were icon. Like a lot of players they have produced at a national level. National champion was produced from that academy. So I mean, under 13, under 16. In seniors, there is no national champions have ever come from Bengal, by the way. Uh, so, so it was something. No, there's one or two players, but they never stayed really in Bengal. They always went out Maharashtra or Hyderabad and this and that. They always. So when I was 11, 12 years old, when I started playing this state championship, state level tournaments, I started doing well. And the more importantly, my sister, my coaches, they have seen that like, this guy, he's fully committed to badminton. He's loving it, every day coming here and enjoying that hard work. I was that sort of a kid.
Okay.
And because of that, I definitely continue. And once I knew seeing the other players, they are doing well from outside badminton. When they are doing well, then I knew that I have to also go out.
Okay.
This is not the right play because we were practicing on a concrete badminton hall, by the way.
Yeah.
It was never a wooden flooring or the mat or something like that. And the environment, of course, the infrastructure was not that big in Bengal, right? Kolkata, it was like hardly. So I had to go out. So that was the moment I knew that if I want to take it further with the national level, then I have to go out. There is no other choice. I have. And that's why I took that, step, that I ran away from the family and whatever happened.
Yeah, we'll come back to that
Yes,
question
yes.
definitely. So you are mostly well known, like widely recognized as an international player who kind of defeated Lin Dan.
Yeah.
So before people mention this, is there anything from your journey you'd want people to mention before the victory comes?
I feel people knows that, not many people also knows that I've beaten Lin Dan, by the way. But yeah, eventually they will always come to know. Thanks to all of you that I'm sharing my journey and these things to the audience. I feel it is bigger than that because somehow a small town guy who played well in the national level, and to that national level to international level, none of the players are not none of the players was in my situations where I'm not getting any support from the academy side and from the financial side, you can say. Like if you are in the national camp,
Yeah.
if you are in the national camp, if you do well in the international levels, some of the academies were there where the players are getting good facilities. If you know Saina Nehwal, Sindhu and all
Yeah.
that, I'm not saying when they become top 10 or top 20 level, they used to get. No.
Okay.
They used to get this sort of a support when they were not even 100.
Yeah. Sure.
So they used to get those facilities like, good coaches, foreign sparring, or, physio, strength and conditioner trainer. Everything was very this thing. But a player who is totally out of that is coming independently and still proving
Yeah.
himself in the world level and beating Lin Dan. So that is where I feel like the other players nowadays, even though they're not in the national center, they're not getting that sort of a sponsor. There is a way of doing things. We can do that,
Yeah.
and I can be example like for these kids. Like, don't give up. You have somebody who has done that, and if you genuinely need something, the person is there.
I'm sure you're an inspiration to many such students or maybe players who are going to play in the national tournaments.
Just imagine the students also. Like I'm running academies now, and a lot of students still complains that some of the parents, they are not very happy to give them financial support for a longer period of time, because they're scared that what they will do if they're not badminton, they're doing well. So financial support nahi hoga, which I also never had. But how I managed, how I did coaching, I got to the European level, league matches, this and that. So there is a way of doing things, but it is going to be very tough way. But if you really want it, if you are really passionate about it, there is no option B for it. There is no option B. If in sports there is an option B, it is impossible. It is impossible, because that's how it is. Now when we reach to the higher level, we can say like, okay, you should get into this, you should get into, no, that is all, this is bullshit for me. If you are there already 16, 17, and if you are taking the sport seriously, you have to literally leave everything and come to that sports and do well. And it's not only about the money. See, money thing, you will anyways, if you don't become India number one, what? Your life is not going to stop. You will still make money for the different, a lot of opportunities are there. So I feel that is something the parents or the other, things are, they still feel that comfort zone, oh, the parents are not supporting, no, I should not. This, they're not getting any private sponsor, then how I can play. I feel like that the hunger is not same what we used to have. So if they really have that hunger, they will find the way. That is what I feel.
Now that you're talking about hunger or finding a way, so it is on record that you left Kolkata, like it was during your teenage years.
Yes,
you
I
left
was 16.
Kolkata and moved to Bombay or Mumbai. So you had just 500 rupees with you that time. So what kind of convinced you to take such a bold step? Because it's very rare to see in a country who is like talking about sports as something which is not a certain path, career path. So what made you think that you could like survive with this bold step?
See, at the end of the day, I always knew that if I look into the mirror, if I see myself, I better be happy and I better say that whatever I wanted, I did. I was very, very clear when I was in my childhood. You can say that came because my sister had that sort of a mindset that the day I holded the racket, then she knew that I'm going to take him to that world level, world top number one. She never settled with world number two. She always said that you will become world number one. And that point of time, it was always like what are you saying? But she had that, and eventually I built that. So that comes from the parents. What I'm trying to say, if parents are not 100% committed towards that, then the kids will never take that sort of a chances. What Saina Nehwal has said about her mom, the day she started playing badminton, her mom knew that, okay, no, I will take her to the Olympic medal. If that will happen or not happen, that's a separate story. Again, I'm saying, if that doesn't happen, then it's okay. If that don't happen, it's still fine. You will have your life. It is not like you will be. But I am seeing a lot of people nowadays. You trust me, I'm telling you very, very honestly, and I feel sad about it. I'm running my badminton academies. I have a lot of kids and they want to play. They want to pursue. They have good potential. But their parents are still scared. Then how it will happen? It'll never come. So that is the thing. Like I feel we all should, maybe that can be a one.
So I guess support is something which is very important when we're talking about successful journeys. So we always have someone who kind of believes in us, has faith in us before the world has seen it. So for you, I guess your coach, mentor, Shikhar was a kind of mentor and coach for you who believed in this before the world saw your potential.
I genuinely very, very grateful of him. I mean, at that point of time, I genuinely needed some financial support and genuinely needed some sort of a support where I don't have to pay the fees, I don't have to pay for the food or stay. He took care of me as his own son. I'm telling you very honestly. That 2 years, whatever I had it with him, it was very, very good. And of course, 1.5 years after some time when I knew that, okay, now this is the end part of it. If I want to go international level, that is not the right place for me. So I had to shift to one of the great coach, is Tom John. And Tom John used to train Ajay, Anup, Sridhar, at that point the top players in India and internationally. Tom John used to train, and in fact Tom John also trained Saina Nehwal, Kashyap, and this guy. So when I shifted with him, he kind of built my mindset in such a way that I am a top 30 material. I can do the great things. And genuinely, I'll tell you, I was not thinking that big. I always knew, but that belief somewhere was not up to the mark. The belief was there, the vision was there. That's why the path was going good. But if Tom wouldn't have come in my life,
Yeah.
that sort of a hard training, that sort of a mental toughness, I wouldn't have built.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure like that top 30 level is very difficult. At top 50 level, you have to be really, really good. Like
Yeah.
basically top 30 level, anytime they can beat any world number one.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the only part it's going to be mentally.
Yeah.
And of course it's gonna hurt me after one point. When I left Tom, it was all alone for me because I needed a physio, suppose. I needed a coach who travels with me in abroad. At that point, it was very tough because if you don't have a physio after 2-3 matches, your body gets
Yeah.
little and you need that treatment. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Those are the things were there, but I feel like I'm very grateful for these coaches,
Yeah.
Shikhar and Tom.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about your historic match.
Yeah.
So you used to have Lin Dan's picture in your bedroom.
Yeah.
So he was a kind of muse, your muse.
Yeah.
So what was your first thought when you like heard that you have to play against him?
Well, I kind of knew that I'm going to play against Lin Dan in almost a month before the tournament. At that point, it was always, I knew that I had a chance of beating him because he's at his, like, you can say, like, actually, after he lost against me, the next 3 months, he won his first Malaysian Open tournament. He has won every tournament in his career, but there was only one tournament he never won until then, which is Malaysia Open. And after I beat him, the next 3 months, actually he won the Malaysia Open. So I thought like he's not a very good shape, but he is a very good shape.
Yeah.
But yes, beating Lin Dan it's not only about physical here. Beating Lin Dan it's very different. It's a mind game basically, because looking at Lin Dan only, you will first of all, you will feel like, okay, now he's a great one.
Yeah.
The way he carries himself and all that. It's not many badminton players actually carry like that.
Okay.
So when I knew again I'm going to play against Lin Dan, and I called my sister. My sister was very happy because my sister only kept that picture next to my bed, the Lin Dan when I was in childhood. And I always used to think that I will jump like him and play like him and all that. So I called my sister. My sister said, bhai, how are you feeling? You're playing against Lin Dan. Then I said, that is the time. I immediately said like, no, he's just a player now. Because I'm going to play against him. I had a huge respect of him. And I kind of didn't look at him a lot before the match. I didn't go to the same warm-up court where Lin Dan was warming up. I just kept myself a little away, and in the very first few points in the game, he played a trick shots where I didn't even know what he did. I knew this trick shots from the childhood anyways, because I used to follow him a lot, but still I couldn't get that. So just imagine like how many times I have watched his matches, but still I got caught with that. So when I got caught with that, I felt a bit of less confidence because the crazy crowd started, cheering and all that. I was like, man, what should I do? I'm just feeling a little less confident. I have to come up. Otherwise, there is no chance. I have to think myself that I'm there. I'm bigger than him at that point. Then only it is possible. Then he wanted to change the shuttle, and internationally, actually, nobody refused to change the shuttle. Everybody changed the shuttle very well. Here in some of the state level tournaments, they don't have too many shuttles, budget and all that. Okay, internationally, no. But I said, no, the shuttle is good. The shuttle, I don't want to change. And then Lin Dan was surprised. It's like, he was shocked. It's like, how I can not. And it is the very beginning of the match. Why would I say no for the shuttle? There's something fishy. This guy is mad. So I said, no, the shuttle is okay. And I knew the shuttle is not okay. We need to change. And we went to the umpire, and umpire said, change the shuttle. Of course, I knew it. But I wanted to feel myself, no, I am the one who is controlling here. No, I will not let anybody control me.
Okay. Yeah.
And change the shuttle, and the very next point onwards, trust me, my whole personality, my character in the game changed. And I kind of very different player. And when I won the first set, I knew the second set also I will win. There is a good chance. And I played extraordinary that day because yes, I didn't have the fear to lose. Second, I started having that big feeling that now I'm there, I won the match. I was about to win the match. I decided that the moment I will win the match, I will not celebrate because I always wanted to give him that respect. He is my childhood idol. How can I come and shout in front of him and no. If you see the video is in YouTube and my Instagram as well. The racket just dropped from my hand when I won against him. And what should I do? And I said, no, I will not celebrate. I just went and I shook his hand and then I said, okay. And that was the respect I wanted to give it from my side. And that was it. And after the Lin Dan match, it was almost 9:30 in German time. So here in India, it was like around 12:30, 1 o'clock. And my sister didn't sleep. She was waiting for my call actually after the match. And the match was live score, but sister was not following that because she's not that updated, the live score and all that. So I called her and I said that I won. And just imagine that I started crying. And when I started crying, my sister started crying and we both are crying. And then I was like, okay, now we need to settle down because it's just a pre-quarter final. And I need to play well in the next round. And next round was the second player from England. And then I won against him. Then I went the semi-final. I beat the 2 times European champion Rajiv Osef, and I won the tournament. So I've beaten Lin Dan. That is one of the thing, and I won the first ever Super 100 tournaments, which is now it is 1,000. Like it is the biggest tournaments, one of the biggest tournament you can say. So that was something incredible feeling.
Definitely. So now that we are talking about success, let's also go to the other part. Every successful story has its moments of disappointment and failures. So when you are talking about your success, could you also share some moments of disappointment and failures? And as a player, how do you distinguish it? Like, because to think that, okay, it's just a game I have lost, and also to think that, okay, maybe I'm not good enough. That can be something which can damage your self-confidence. So how do you separate it? How do you separate
So
this
see,
stuff?
I separated it very later in my career, you can say, because I didn't know how to separate this when I was young. When I was under 19 player, I was struggling because of this, because I was always an independent player. I never had a sports psychologist. I never had somebody who can come and tell some great players who has played at a very high level, come and tell you how you can let go things and come forward for the next day. I didn't know this. So I was kept on doing the same thing, same mistakes again and again and again and again. And just trust me, in 2 years under 19, I only played quarterfinal throughout the year. I didn't lose in the first, second round. In national tournaments, I'm saying all India tournaments.
Yeah.
But I was never played final. I was never playing semi-final. Why? Because I had a mental blockage. That whenever that quarterfinal will come and I have to play against somebody, I will play against them. I didn't know how to let go things. So that was something very disappointing, because at one point, from the family also I started getting these things like, okay, I have done this, I have run away from the house and all that, and where is the performance? And that I used to hear from my sister, and when I used to hear from my sister, I used to feel like, what should I do? I can only do one thing, that is the extra work I can put. So I used to go for the extra work, like 5 to 7 I used to have a training, 9 to 12 we used to have another training, 2 to 4, 2:30 to 4 around we have a training again. After that I used to do coaching, and I used to make money and then pay the fees for the academy. And 7 o'clock, 7:30 I used to go to the gym and start running, because I wanted to do something extra that the other players are not doing at all, and when they are not seeing me doing the things extra.
Yeah.
So I used to exhaust myself so much, and that was something like I had to do, otherwise I was not finding the answer. And when I started doing the extra work, I believe that the process was so strong, the foundation was so strong. Whenever I used to go for the tournament, I was always having that sort of a confidence that, boss, I have worked so hard that the other players didn't. 110%. That is, I am 110% sure. That was my confidence. But slowly, what happened, when you have to play to that international top level, you have to lose. The next week again you have a tournament, the next week again you have a tournament. You have to let go things very fast. That I started learning, looking at the players' personality and the character when I used to see the big players. Saina, you can say, Kashyap, you can say, Ajay Jairam, you can say. Then I started seeing Victor Axelsen at one point in Europe. I started observing them, that how they are, coming and coping up the things. They're losing every day, and then I am very hardworking guy. I will lose, I will work hard. But I'm doing the same mistakes again and again. That is something different I need to change.
Yeah.
So I started doing the visualizations, even manifestations a bit more, taking more seriously. The next match, I started, I suppose I'm losing this match today, and I take some of the time of what happened this match, and I will, if possible, I will just go for a run or do something just to forget that if I had a very bad day at office. But the next morning when I'll go for the training, I will try to improve myself for the next one, what I can improve. The small things I started focus on,
Yeah.
and letting go the disappointment basically. Because if you lose and if you carry those disappointments, you don't have time for the next week. You are playing again one more tournament. How can you carry that and then next tournament you're losing up?
Yeah.
So that is what actually I started doing. And why am I saying all this? Because it can help many players who is not having the answer,
Yeah.
and they're probably having that sort of a thing, and
Sure,
this is
sure.
the
I was
platform
just
can.
going here, like,
Yeah.
what do you think, or any advice on how students or young people of our country should deal with failures, or how can they improve their self-confidence?
I believe the first thing, see, there are plenty of players are here in India who have good potential, but they kind of don't know where they need to go, where they need to find. A lot of commercial places, they don't have but they don't have that budget to go there. The big academies and there and all that. But I'm trying to help the players with the minimal budget, because that is what I always wanted, because I came from that side of the story. So I'm always there to help them. I always believe that it is very important to have a clear vision and have a dream, to see it big. If you don't see the big things, if you don't believe in it, and if you don't keep that consistency, when the situations will go down, that is the time you need to do something different, extra things where you are going out of your comfort zone. Then your luck will also favor you, and God is also there, then yourself also will do well. So have a clear vision, have a high vision, high mindset, that if I want to become, then I'll become that great. Yes, you will know eventually in that your journey. A 9 years old kid, 13 years old kid, of course they still have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Eventually they will get to know, but the parents here, it's very important that they come up with that strong, mindset that okay, we
Yes.
can do it. So that is somewhere they can work on.
Definitely. So when we are talking about this in this context, so we have students or like we have young talents in our country who do have a lot of ability potential, but somehow or the other we see that there is a lack of consistency or like discipline. So could you talk about how important is discipline or consistency when it comes to this kind of journeys?
Yeah, see, if you need to do something well in the national level also nowadays, state level also nowadays, the discipline you need to, that is the first basic thing you need to have. And discipline doesn't mean that every day you're going on time, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you're finishing it off, and then 9 o'clock you're going for training, and 12 o'clock someone finishing it off, you're going on time doing things. That is though 100% needs to be there.
Yeah.
But the discipline on court also, the discipline when you are doing and why you are doing, are you really thinking the right thing, the specific things? Of course your coaches can help, but are you genuinely working on it on your own? That is very important. Nowadays people, yes, as you said, that they are not going on time sometimes on the session, sometimes that discipline is not there, sometimes you just want to sleep, you're sleeping and all that.
Yeah, sure.
Those are the things, it's very basic that you can't, you will have thousands of podcasts, everybody will say like you have to do that. Boss, you have to do that if you want to do well in your
Yeah.
life. That is the first thing. Even in your bad days also, you need to get up and say like, no, I have to go. I am a human being also. I had so many days I wanted to just rest because my body is tired, this and that. Even that the day my legs are, I'm not able to kind of walk also. I'm not able to walk. What should I do? Should I just stay in my room and then think about that? Or should I just go to the badminton court and just watch the matches or stay there in the mindset?
Yeah.
That is the discipline you need to have. You need to have. But focus on the specific things. If you don't specifically working on yourself with the discipline every day, then automatically you will be stagnant. After one point, you will not find the answer.
Sure.
So that is very important.
Yeah. So we see that in our country, normally young minds, young students are kind of encouraged to take very stable jobs, like have stable careers. And sports is something which is considered to be a uncertain path, like I was talking. And despite these uncertainties, you took something risk, which we can say. So could you please help the students understand or the young people understand how should they know that if a risk is worth taking or not?
See, that I can just give you an example in my playing career. Like when I was 9, I knew that I'm doing well. I mean, in state level, I started doing well. In under 13, I started doing well. Under 16, I started doing okay. So I knew that, okay, we all knew, our family also knew that he has a potential to do well.
Yes.
I would be able to go to that world level or not, nobody can say. In fact, today, great coach cannot say that this guy will do it in the world top class level. No, nobody can say. But you can see the potentials and hunger and a little bit of small achievements, what they are doing. Now, suppose if they are 18 years old and if they are not even crossing the second round of state level,
Yeah.
it is late.
Yeah.
You will know. If you genuine, you will know. Because the competition is gone at that sort of a stage now,
Yeah.
that you will know eventually that, boss, this is going to be a little difficult. So I feel like 10th, 11th, you can genuinely see, 10th, 11th, 12th, you can genuinely see like if the guy is having a good potential, you can take the risk. But if you
Yeah.
cannot do well in very small stage, then okay. Then you can also simultaneously, you can do things what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we'll come to the last segment, which
Yeah.
is a rapid fire
Yeah.
round. So basically, you have to say everything in a very quick manner, as we all know. So I'll start.
Yes, please.
Attack or defense?
Attack.
Talent or coachability?
Talent or
Coachability.
coachability.
Okay. One defeat you would like to replay.
One
Defeat
One
that
defeat
you
you
would
liked.
like to replay.
Lin Dan.
Okay. One opponent from whom you have learned the most.
Lin Dan.
One habit every MBA student or the future leader should borrow from an athlete.
Borrow from the athlete.
Yeah. Any sports person or anything.
Yes, racket.
One word that describes the Lin Dan victory.
Wow.
Thank you. So that was all. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
joining us
Thank you.
today.
I'm very grateful to the GIBS whole team that inviting me and giving me that opportunity to share my journey. I hope that inspire a lot of players and a lot of people here as well. It's a great environment here, GIBS. The moment I enter here in GIBS, I kind of like the environment. It's really nice, peaceful. So thanks for the invite. Thank you.
If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the GIBS Business School YouTube channel for more inspiring conversations with leaders, entrepreneurs, and achievers. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep inspiring. Thank you so much for watching.